Now today we'll see how we can able to see the different filters in terms of that power loss ratio. So that also we have discussed already. What is power loss ratio and all. Okay. That we're going to see. Okay, so generally we have discussed already the filters in terms of the power loss ratio, because when we discuss two methods, that is one is the image parameter method and another one is insertion loss method. In the insertion loss method, generally we have to go for the characterization of power loss ratio. Okay? So in that insertion loss method, this power loss ratio makes a very important role. So that in terms of the insertion loss, it will give whatever power loss ratio. Another term we can call it as it is an insertion loss ratio. So both are one and the same, power loss ratio or insertion loss ratio. So that one and the same, but we generally call it as the power loss ratio. So now we have already discussed that what is power loss ratio, right? So what is power loss ratio? Power which is actually so available from the source. Okay. So that is divided by the power delivered to the load. Okay. So now this is actually which is called as a power loss ratio. So now this one we generally express in terms of the reflection coefficient. Okay, so this is nothing but T in by T load. Okay, the power which is available from the source, or we can say it as input power and power delivered to the load. This we can express in terms of the reflection coefficient, and that reflection coefficient is a function of, again, it is a omega. Okay, so just a minute, put for the recording. Okay. So this is what we were discussing, the power loss ratio. Sorry for the disturbance. Okay, so we were discussing. So this is the ratio, power loss ratio. So the power loss ratio is the power available from the source, and so the ratio power delivered to the load. So this is P in by P load. So this is we can also express in terms of the reflection coefficient. That reflection coefficient is a function of the frequency. That is, so 1 over 1 minus so gamma of omega whole square. So that will take a magnitude only. We will not look into it first. The phase response we'll see later, but we generally take the magnitude response. Okay. So now if you observe this quantity, so that whatever the power loss ratio in terms of the reflection coefficient, so it is nothing but simply it's the S parameter, which is nothing but S21 or S12. It is which we have discussed, that is nothing but an insertion loss. Okay. It is a magnitude of S12 square. Okay, so that if you take this factor, it is nothing but a S12 or S21. Okay. So now if the both load and source are matched, so in the source whatever it is and load, if both are matched, so then we can define that insertion loss in dB, because both the source and load is assuming to be matched. Then what we can define this insertion loss is nothing but it is a 10 log of this power loss ratio. Whatever we'll get this, whatever the quantity we're going to get, so that insertion loss in dB, or we can also call it as power loss in dB. So that is nothing but 10 log of PR. Okay. So now if you look at this reflection coefficient, okay, so this is actually the function of omega, and it is even function of omega. So you can see, so the gamma of omega square, the magnitude, and if you take the gamma of omega, okay, so this These both are the even function of omega. So how it is actually the even function of omega? So if you take the reflection coefficient equation, okay, so let us take a reflection coefficient equation in terms of the impedance. So I'll write it as z of omega minus z naught divided by z of omega plus z naught. So now this is a reflection coefficient equation. Now if I write this z of omega in terms of the real and imaginary part, so that is r of omega, so minus so z naught plus k of x of omega. So now I am splitting this as z of omega is nothing but r of omega plus jz of omega. Okay, but I am taking for real part one side. So this is a real part and this is the imaginary part. And similarly, we have the denominator r of omega so plus z naught plus j of so x of omega. Okay, so this is what we got the in terms of the real and imaginary part. Now if we take the gamma of minus omega, okay, if I take gamma of minus omega, what it will become? You will get r minus z naught minus j omega. Okay, so this divided by r plus z naught minus j omega. So now this is what we are going to get gamma of minus omega. So simply if I take this gamma of omega and if I put it as complex conjugate of omega, will it be same as gamma of minus omega? Is it not? You can see if I take the complex conjugate of this gamma of omega, it is nothing but the reactive part it will going to be minus, which is nothing but the same factor. Whatever we take the complex conjugate of gamma of omega, which is nothing but gamma of minus omega. Is it not? So because this real function, so if I take the minus of omega, so this whatever r of omega, it is a real part. Okay, so that r of omega is here. So this is a real part. So this is nothing but only the reactive it will going to change. So this I rewrite the expression. This one. So this is nothing but your r of omega minus z naught minus a of x of omega. So this divided by r of omega plus z naught minus x of omega, right? So now you can see, so this gamma of omega, it is a complex conjugate of this, which is nothing but gamma of minus 1. Because this resistor part, it will be a real part, it is an even function. So now if you can see x of omega, it is also a function of which and it is an even function. So since this is an even function, so both these will going to have the same expression. So we can write whatever this gamma omega square magnitude will going to get. So that gamma omega square, okay. So that gamma of omega square, which is nothing but we can write gamma of omega into complex conjugate of gamma of omega. This also we can write. Also we can write gamma of omega into gamma of minus omega. Because both this complex conjugate and gamma of minus omega is same. So if you take the magnitude square, gamma of omega magnitude square, so this will be also same. Now this is it will be same. So that means because of these two are so even function, that is it will give the same expression. We can say so those are even function of omega. Okay. So that is what the inference from this equation. Okay. So once you get that gamma of omega, which is an even function, so this can be expressed in terms of the polynomials of omega square. So we can express this in terms of the polynomials of omega square because in the filter coefficients we need to know what is the transfer function that should be expressed in terms of the sense of omega. So that's why this gamma of omega square we can also express in terms of the polynomials. So what are the polynomials those? So we can express this in terms of m of square divided by m of omega square plus n of omega. So these are something like numerator polynomial and this is denominator polynomial. Okay. So now this m and n, whatever we representing m and n. So these are the real polynomials in omega square. So these are real polynomials. Because we know the complex and real values. So these m and n values are real polynomials of omega square. So now if you take this one, so gamma of omega square magnitude, we can write, so this m of omega square divided by m of omega square is nothing but 1 plus m of omega square divided by n of omega square. Okay. So now if the filter is realizable, physically realizable, so now its power loss ratio must be of this form. So whatever the power loss ratio is going to get, okay, so this will be in this form, physically calculable. Hello? Is there any problem? Hello?
Voice is not clear, sir.
What is not clear?
Yes, sir.
Is there any problem with you? Everyone? What is breaking? Maybe in network, I don't know what is the issue. Now is it okay? Now is it fine? Is that okay?
Sir, it's breaking, sir.
Breaking, still breaking. Now it is audible? Hello? Am I audible or not? Is that good? Still any problems?
Yes, sir. Voice is breaking, sir.
I don't know why, what is happening. Here it is clear only. Your network is also fine. Okay. So, okay, let's see. If it is still persist, then we'll stop and we'll take some other. Okay. So, whenever we take the power loss ratio, okay, so this power loss ratio should be okay. So this power loss ratio should be the polynomials of, so in terms of this m and n polynomial. Okay. So now if you specify the power loss ratio simultaneously, so that in the sense the whatever the polynomials you will going to get the transfer function. So that if it is a this magnitude of omega, so that then we able to plot that magnitude response, how exactly with respect to this polynomial. Okay. So now if you take that practical or physically realizable filters, practical filter responses, that we have already discussed, what are all the practical filter responses which are there. That is maximally flat. Okay, maximally flat response. So earlier class, so which I have already drawn that with respect to the power loss ratio. That is, if you take this power loss ratio, okay, so you'll be having maximally flat response like this. So here, So this is a maximum value 1. So this is the absolute value. It is nothing but not in the dB value. So it is absolute value. And we have 1 plus k square. So this equation I will give what is 1 plus k square, how it will give. Okay. So this is generally we plot like this. So it is, so in this case it is plotted ulta. Okay. So that is what. Here it will be 1, or you can like take it as 0 dB, and generally we'll plot like this. It is a ulta we are plotted, that's it. So we can plot based on the values of x, y axis. So this is also nothing but the insertion loss or power loss, or we can able to see the gain. And we can take this 1 plus k square. So that is generally we take it as 3 dB, right? So that is what the filter response. So if you take the maximally flat response, so these characteristics of this maximally flat response, it is nothing but in terms of the binomial. Okay. So if you take, so if you are getting this kind of but a binomial or Butterworth response. So you might have studied what is Butterworth filter and binomial filter. Even we can have this binomial response in our arrays also, so where we don't get any side lobe. In the similar way here, there is no ripple in the stop band. So like kind of that response we are going to get binomial response. And generally we say that this is the optimum response, optimum filter or optimum response. Okay, so that means in the sense, so it provides the flattest possible. That is, so you can see the response here. So it is no ripples in the pass band. Also, you can see there is no ripples in the stop band. You can see the ripples don't come in the stop band. It will go like this. Okay, so in the stop band, if you take this as a stop band kind of thing. Okay, so this is a pass band. Okay, so this is the flattest possible. So pass band
Sir,
not
voice
in the pass band. Hello.
ಸರ್ ನಿಮ್ಮ ವಾಯ್ಸ್ ಡಬಲ್ ಡಬಲ್ ಬರ್ತಿದೆ ಸರ್, ಕ್ಲಿಯರ್ ಆಗಿ ಕೇಳಿಸ್ತಿಲ್ಲ.
ಡಬಲ್ ಡಬಲ್
ಸರ್ ರಿಪೀಟ್ ಆಗ್ತಿದೆ ಸರ್.
it is also breaking, not getting your telling. Check the audio